Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a recent statement that is given in the parliament by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, where he has claimed that Manipur is currently peaceful and effort is being continuously made by the central government to talk with all the stakeholders there to ensure that this situation becomes a situation of permanency in the future. When we talk about Manipur, as you know that Manipur is a state situated in the northeastern region of India, which shares border with the neighboring country of Myanmar. Apart from that, it also shares border with the nearby states of Mizoram in the south, Nagaland in the north, and then you have Assam in the what you can call as the northeastern direction. So let us try to understand what exactly he has said. So he was responding to a query raised in the Rajya Sabha, and while responding to that query, he has claimed that the peace has prevailed in the Manipur and the dialogue between the two communities. As you know that largely the reason behind the violence is because of the disagreement and discontent between two communities living in Manipur. These are Meitei and Kuki-Meitei. So he has said that the dialogue between the two communities has been initiated, and he sincerely hopes that through dialogue the distance and division that or rift that we can say which was created between the two communities Kuki-Meitei and the Meitei can be bridged in a very near future. However, he also has said that the exact detailed response on the situation in Manipur he will table when he make details about the proclamation of President's rule next week. That was President rule, if you talk about, that was imposed on the state in the month of January. Now look, if you look at the background of this entire topic, it was very recently after the imposition of President rule, the Ministry of Home Affairs has directed its official to meet separately the representative of both groups, both ethnic groups, that is Kuki-Meitei and Meitei, and responding to that, the MHA officials met the civil society groups of both communities in the on the March 11th and 12th. After that, it also was necessary because there was a blockade of national highways by the Kuki-Meitei group, and they said that it will not allow any of the transport vehicles to pass through unless and until their demand is heard and met with. Now, the civil society groups of both the ethnic community were informed about the roadmap prepared by the central government to usher in normalcy in the state and how the situation can be worked out in favor of all the communities living there. Now, before that also, Ministry of Home Affairs has tried to make a lot of such decisions which can ensure lasting peace in the state. So, if you talk about first of all Manipur, if you look at the map of Manipur, it is largely inhabited by many of the ethnic groups, but the three major groups that you have is the Meitei group, which resides in the Imphal Valley, and then as you can see, the Manipur is a state surrounded by mountains from all sides. So you have the Naga tribe residing in the northern part of the hills, and then you have the Kuki tribe which are residing on the southern and what you can call as eastern and western part of the hills of that. Now, the decision was taken by MHA to ensure free movement that came on March 8 after it was decided by the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and he also has directed strictly that the security forces which are operating, working and deployed in the state of Manipur should take strict action against anyone who is attempting to create obstruction in the enforcement of free movement regime. The free movement regime simply can be understood as a facilitating movement of Kukis in the Meitei areas and facilitating the movement of Meiteis to the Kuki area, which came to a halt in the year 2023 when the violence basically began between the two groups. Now, Kuki obviously have rejected this entire what you can call as decision of the Ministry of Home officials, because they have said that before enforcing such kind of free movement regime and rule, Ministry of Home Affairs should try to find out the cause of conflict, and then they should attempt to find a resolution to it. Unless and until a solution or resolution is not provided, whether it is in terms of separate union territory which was demanded by them, which has been clearly what you can call as rejected by the central government, or anything else is arrived at, then these order and these measures can only follow after that. Free movement without a solution or negotiation is something that Kuki-Meitei had said that it is not acceptable to them, and also they said that this largely benefits Meiteis, because if we talk about the Kuki-Meitei community, if you again look at the map that we have shown here for the northeast Manipur especially, you see that Meiteis are living in the valley. So if they want to exit from the state, they want to go somewhere else, they have to pass through the Kuki and Naga areas. On the other hand, Kuki are saying that they have no business of going into the Imphal valleys or the Meitei areas. So largely this free movement regime is benefiting Meiteis, and that is also the ground of rejection. If you talk about in last almost 2 years, more than 250 people have been killed in the ethnic violence that erupted in the month of May 2023, and between the Meiteis and tribal Kuki people, because of the violence that erupted in the state on May 3rd exactly on 2023. So that is something that the government is trying to control. Now, before trying to understand this in entire detail, that what is precipitating the crisis or what can be the further solution, I would want to bring your attention toward the Monday to Friday, a weekday batch that we are going to start in Legacy IAS Academy soon on the April 17th, 2025. It will be a batch that will cater to the demand of the aspirants in tackling UPSC examination in comprehensive manner, as we will be focusing upon laying a solid foundation for you by starting the NCERT classes. Then we will be moving further and we'll talking about the advanced part of the course and advanced part of the syllabus. After that, you'll also be able to access the class test that will be held frequently once the class start. That will be done on the weekly basis. So you will aware of your weaknesses, strength. Based on that, you can analyze and further streamline your preparation. Now, apart from the regular classes, test, you'll also have access to the comprehensive mains based writing practice, and then to tackle the interview, you'll have the guidance for the interview program as well. So if you want to join, you can join on the April 17th, 2025. We have a strict policy of 40 students per batch. So those of you who missed the chance to enroll on 17th April, for them we will have the next batch on the May 12th, 2025 with the same feature. Apart from that, for those of you who are trying to prepare for the examination along with work, we know that it is very difficult to find a time between Monday to Friday. So we have weekend batch for working professionals as well, where you'll have full day class between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both day of Saturday and Sunday, and everything that is provided to the weekday batch students will be provided to you as well, so that you not lag behind in preparation and you prepare and write examination with the same confidence as those students who are preparing full time. So that batch is going to start on April 19, 2025. The duration of the course will be for 1 year. And for those who have prepared already and are planning to write prelims examination in 2025, for them we have a free all India prelims mock test that will be scheduled, and you can schedule it and enroll it on the platform, that is elearn.legacyis.com. Based on that, you can gauge your performance progress, and also then you will know that which section, which course, which subject, which part you have to focus more upon. So if you want to know anything about the test or any of the course details, you can give a call at 9606900004 and 05. Now coming to the topic, we know that in the month of January, N. Biren Singh, the Chief Minister of Manipur, resigned because he failed in tackling the violence of the state, and after that president rule was imposed in the state. Now obviously the multiple Kuki-Jo leaders have acknowledged that imposition of president rule has come as a relief for the community and for the entire state, as the violent confrontation between them and the Meiteis has ceased. Also, this is something that they are referring as a biggest development that the state have seen in past 2 years. So this is something which we can consider as a welcome step. Now, to understand the complexity of the problem here, let us try to look at the ethnic composition of the state itself. As I told you that Meiteis, who are residing largely in the Imphal Valley, makes up 53.3% of the total population of the state, and they are largely followers of the Hinduism. Then at the second number, you have the Naga tribe, which makes up 24.6% of the state, and they are largely distributed in the northern part of the hills. Then you have Kuki at third number, making up 15.6% of the population, largely inhabiting the southern part of the hill region. And then you have some other minority groups such as Pahari, Nepali and others, making up the remaining percentage. So largely the confrontation or dispute is between the Kuki tribe and the Meitei group. The reason is because Meiteis are categorized as a non-tribals, while Kuki and Naga enjoy a tribal status. Now we know that as per the Constitution of India, the tribal groups have certain advantages and benefits conferred to them, such as reservation quotas in the government jobs or government education institutions, and that is something that Meiteis are not happy with. So they demanded that we should also be given a tribal status. But this is something that Kuki-Jo is against, because they believe that if Meiteis are also granted tribal status, they will lose the what you can call as the benefit associated with it, and also it will bridge the socio-economic divide that already exists between the Kukis and Meitei. So they are very much against what you can call as allowing Meitei to become or categorize as a tribal, and this is what we can consider as the root cause or genesis of the conflict. Now apart from that, there are several other factors that has complicated the matter here. For example, there are various parties with vested interest who are trying to bring politics into this entire conflict, and they are trying to benefit from the conflict as well. Apart from that, many populist leaders who are trying to use the sectarian divide in the state for their own selfish divisive politics and motive also have perpetuated it. Conflict is being used as leverage also by many of the insurgent groups here, because it helps them in again spanning and what you can call as spreading their wings. Economic gain, political power and resource control also is perpetuating conflict, because there are so many division in the state, and how the resources have to be allocated and distributed is something that has to be properly what you can call as decided. Elements or forces interested in keeping the pot boiling, and that is what you can call as also a reason behind it. Not only that, as I told you in the beginning of the video, that Manipur shares a very long border with a neighboring country of Myanmar, and Myanmar also is witnessing a fast changing dynamics or equations. As we know that there are many rival groups which are continuously fighting the Myanmarese military, which is currently ruling the state, ruling the country, such as Arakan army you have, right? Then you have the Kachin army. So due to this, there are a lot of security related changes that are happening in Myanmar, taking advantage that many of the insurgent groups are also trying to use it for their own advantage. So that all has created a kind of complexity in the already existing dispute that Manipur is witnessing. Now obviously, what can be the way forward to ensure that Manipur again enters the phase of normalcy and lasting peace can prevail, where both or all the communities of the state, we can say, live together peacefully. So for that, first of all, the experts argue that there should be a sustained neutral mediation, specifically between the Meiteis and Kukis, because if any mediator is brought in which is considered or who is considered as partial in nature, who is considered as favoring certain particular group, then obviously the mediation process will fail. So first thing is the government should try to bring neutral mediator who is respected and believed and trusted by both groups, whether it is Meiteis or the Kukis. Adopting fairness and impartiality in the peace process to ensure that none of the group feels that they are being shortchanged is another way. Equitable resource sharing is something that also should be emphasized upon, such that Meiteis and Kukis do not feel being discriminated in their own state. And there is a further need of decisive action against cross-border infiltration. As I told you that due to the instability prevailing in the neighboring country of Myanmar, many of the criminal elements, many of the insurgent groups, their leaders, their cadres are entering or infiltrating into India. Also, they are using this disturbance as an opportunity to participate in drug crimes and participate in all kind of trafficking here. So for that also decisive action needed to be taken at the security front, and then a clear counter-insurgency strategy to ensure that the insurgent groups which had been active earlier again do not rise back should also be the focus of government. So we have to understand the strategy here should not be focused on any one element, rather it should be multi-pronged in nature, where you have to focus on development of the state, we have to focus on the equitable resource allocation of the state between its various different ethnic community, you have to ensure that the perception of the people also changes, and last, you have to ensure that the security related measures are also taken in a decisive manner. If all this is done, then obviously we can see in short to long term Manipur again becoming a peaceful and normal state. So that is all about this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such helpful content. Thank you very much.